that's all one happy line. And then I can do And we're going to bring they really pick up incredibly well, and it's a very, very tight radius. So you can actually kind of point it at something and get that, yeah, a mic that's on one end of a very long cylinder, yeah. Yeah, a little bit more specifically, but yeah, inside of the boom mics are, yeah, you don't always have to have somebody holding it. However, the thing is if somebody's moving around, you want to have somebody following, and obviously that's technically something you could probably automate. However, outside of, union concerns and stuff like that, it's also just really tricky to automate following somebody, and it's probably a lot cheaper to have somebody do that. Also, the person who's going to be holding that boom mic is usually some kind of audio engineer who can listen, watch, check the levels, and everything like that. So, all of those factors that really make all of that important. All right, let's quickly edit this part again. Now we want to give ourselves this, and this, and we want to convert those entities. We want that inside face there. And then we are going to offset those entities, and we're going to make it a not too terribly thick wall. I think for space-wise, I think that's about as big as I want to go. And then we're going to keep doing that. I think to make it nice and excessive, we're going to do it as a 70. Which is still way bigger than it actually needs to be. Which point we can do this and come over here, and we want to make. So as the audio engineer, I got to watch a few audio engineers talk about using shotgun mics to record the audio in movies. It was a great video to watch. Yeah, I actually went to school for audio engineering we did a bunch of film and stuff like that, but I specifically focused on composition for film and television. However, a lot of the people that we got to learn how to do Foley, we got to learn how to use the shotgun mics, how to do mobile and studio audio, how to mix music, all that bit. I still am not super happy with where the EQ on my personal voice is, but I want to mess with that a little bit, but it makes life a little easier when you kind of have an idea of what's going on. But so this is the general idea here. I'm missing some general things. So I want to do some really basic items. General idea, right? Actually, this might actually end up breaking everything. Oh no, okay, cool. Cool, I thought that was gonna break everything. Glad it didn't. Snow carrot melted. Did they land in the? Shotgun mics have a very narrow directional range that will pick up noise. I wasn't considering it at all until I saw a few voiceover people talking about using shotgun mics for recording their voice acting in a booth. Yeah. Aerodynamic Fox USB condenser mic first. Got the USB port damaged and wanted to switch to the interface anyway, so I got the Michael. Yeah, the SM7 or SM57? Because I know the SM57 is super, super ubiquitous, but you're right, it's super really directional. It's used a lot for drum kits, instrumentation and stuff like that. It's super, 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 super common. Also, bomb-proof. The SM58 is what most people would think of when they see like a mic at a club or a studio, and those are also really good. Again, bomb-proof. But, interesting... Yeah, I'm not familiar with the bear dynamic. Flower Wishes, welcome in. How you doing today? We're working on a new dice mold today. I see that you have some friends in the area. Alright, so that's the 2 pieces there. There's no reason to leave this outer edge unfilleted. It's going to make it slightly thinner, but it'll make it print a lot better. Let's make that much smaller. I have some connections. You're well connected around here. I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered, honestly. Yeah, we're going to... there it is. Yep. Why is this unsolvable? This... Pardon me for one moment while I fix my model that is unhappy with me right now. There we go. Got it happy again. Yeah, I used 57 and 58 a whole lot at helping the audio of the churches and being a roadie. Ah, very nice, very nice. Of course you do, Dermo. Of course you do. That doesn't surprise me in the least. That feels very on brand. All right, so I think all right, now the only other part we need is we need some keys. And I think actually the keys are going to cause me more problems than not with these in the current orientation that they are, because I need to give myself a little bit more space to work with here. Alright, let's see. Carrot is indeed the DM. You know, I think the keys I'm gonna leave the keys. I'm gonna leave the keys as part of something I just drop in. I think I am. Yes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make keys a separate item. Yeah, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, 5th edition. Yeah, big old D&D nerds here. Always fun, right? Yes, I think. Let me just quickly make what I think this should look like. I think this should be millimeters wide. Maybe 8 millimeters tall before we then balloon out. I might actually make that 5. And then balloon this out. It's, I mean, I'm biased. However, I find it's a lot of fun. And if you like fantasy novels, movies, and improv, then D&D is for you, because D&D is improv. Yeah, honestly, that's the big thing is, like, you can take the most ridiculous of settings, and it just, I'm guessing the dice in your store are D&D dice. They are indeed the dice that we make, and specifically, the thing that we're working on right now is actually for making more of those. Polyhedral dice. The devil's click-clacks. Yes. Lots of fun. This is between that point and this face. I'm going to set that as... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think if you're playing anything as is out of the book, it's probably not going to be the greatest. Yeah, I think just individual keys like this is probably going to be the best. I mean, honestly, yeah, Stranger Things is definitely... So they're trying to emulate an earlier version of Dungeons and Dragons as well. They didn't fully do, like, I've only seen bits and pieces of Stranger Things, but from what I've seen, it's predominantly earlier editions, because, you know, the whole show is set, I think it's like the 70s or whatever it is, 70s or 80s. So I think they were trying to emulate 2nd or 3rd edition, but to try and not, like, so there was some real rough stuff in those versions, so they've smoothed it off a little bit. So it's mostly there. Sorry, decided I was gonna breathe. Decided I couldn't decide if I wanted to have some water in my mouth or in my lungs, so that's always fun. Alright, so how this whole thing works. I just want to make sure that this is also gonna line up properly. I'm going to flip that over. I want to make sure that this all lines up. I mean, there's some really fantastic resources out there for sure. Yeah, so there we go. There we have our flat base. So we can mold our dice pieces flip the whole thing over. It'll sit on these faces, but these faces should be really nice and flat and smooth, so that should be happy days. Because I don't want... Because I could end up printing like a second version of this base, which would be fine, but I need to make sure I use the same tube if I want it to actually seal. So I think just having a double-sided base makes things easier. And yeah, I think I'm happy with that. And then we'll have individual keys 3D printed that I can just tape onto the inside. Because the way I did this with the offset, I think is going to cause problems. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, just play, you know, find some people to run a one-shot, and that's about it. Like, you can watch a lot of videos, you can do everything, and if you can't find anybody to run a game, well, maybe try running a game yourself. I mean... Oh, I heard a beep. I heard a beep. Now, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Really, really appreciate you bringing your friends over here. Thank you so much. What were you up to today? I saw you were yesterday, day before, whatever time is, playing, what was it, Power Wash Simulator, I think it was? What were you doing today? Carrots redeem Toby. Yeah, let's make that happen. Not a problem at all now. I totally appreciate the raid and run. I do it pretty much every time. So, thank you so much for bringing your friends in. Today is Spippy Games. Hey, buddy, come on. Up. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Toby. Hey, bud. Yeah. Nom 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 nom. Redeems carrot. Yeah. Hi, bud. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're nice and snaggly. That's really nice. You're so soft. You figured out what you're doing with your husky hair. Yeah, hello. Such a noble and derpy dog. There you go, buddy. All right, that's your head. There you go. Now you see, I'm weird because I can go into some things completely clueless before I start. I do extensive research because I'm scared of unknown things. Yeah. So here's the problem. Here's the problem with Dungeons and Dragons and obsessive research. Because I am largely the same way. Not because I'm afraid of the unknown. I actually get very excited about learning new things and stuff like that. However, the difference for me is I get very, very excited about new things, and I want to know everything about them. However, D&D... Let's put it this way. D&D isn't a game. And I don't mean this in like the artistic form. It's not a game. No, I mean it's... The books are not a game. If you look at the books, there isn't a game there. It's a agreed upon set of rules to facilitate storytelling. That's what it is. So what ends up happening is if you actually go through, read all the books and everything like that, that can, you know, make you able to have some interesting mechanics and such, but it doesn't mean you're going to have a better time playing D&D. So like, for instance, here are some of my nerd books. Okay? There are more upstairs. This one, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. Very nicely written, the whole bit. This is the campaign setting. And it comes with a lovely map. Like, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. This is the setting of Campaign 1 from Critical Role. This was given to me by a dear friend, Nothing Clever to Say, to potentially use in the campaign I'm running for them. This book, for a player, pretty much useless. Similar setting here. This is the setting of my current campaign. This tells me where things are located, the different cities, the different people that are around. And again, same thing, have a different art style. Again, pretty map. I love a good map. Then I've got some one-off RPGs. I've got a bunch of magic items. These are not even official content. Got some other one-off RPGs. This is a different setting book. We've got the player handbook and the monster manual upstairs. We have Tasha's Guide to Everything.
Somehow I forgot that you picked up Eberron.
Yeah. Yes. I haven't had the opportunity to get into it yet, but...
What? You mean between, like... Oh,
yeah.
Hey there. Yeah, between, engineering school and everything like that, you haven't had a chance to read that?
I'm very excited to dig into it, but...
Yeah. I know, weird. Go figure. I came out of the bathroom and saw...
And...
D&D reference materials.
And another map. Again, very, very, very different
right?
Style on this one. And then we also have on the back side. Yeah. So the big thing is, though, is if you're like, none of these are relevant to a player. Not literally none of these books are actually relevant to a player. The ones that might be relevant is the player's handbook.
Oh, yeah.
Unsurprisingly, which is upstairs. However, the player's handbook, of the entire player's handbook, there's only about 20 odd pages that define how to actually play the game. The rest of it's all character creation. But if you're wanting to mess around with building characters,
Tasha said, I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm sure it's pithy because that's all Tasha does.
Yeah.
Oh, Flower, that is literally why we started this channel, or started things, so that we could talk excitedly to other people about things that we like, as opposed to just each other.
Yeah. Yeah, we do... yeah, I guess I didn't really do my proper introduction for you, did I? Let's quickly... let's go there, I guess. So, here, so I am in my final year of engineering school. After spending entirely too much time, I decided to go back to school, get an engineering degree. Karen has been phenomenally supportive of the whole thing. But around here, we like to do electronics. We do 3D printing. You can see the 3D printer running there. That is currently actually printing me a new set of drawers for my parts bins off to the side, because apparently I managed to lose a couple. And then we have, we do electronics. So, like, this is a project that we're currently working on. It currently looks like this. And when you plug it in, it does this. So we actually designed and engineered this on stream, and based on a roll table. And what this is currently telling me is it's between 15 and 20 degrees Celsius and about 40% humidity.